There is a quiet strength that rises within a person the moment they decide to let go. Not because they are weak, not because they have surrendered, but because they finally understand that holding on to what no longer serves the heart is the heaviest weight a human being can carry. To let go is not to lose. It is to open your hands and your life to a freedom that has always been waiting for you. The river does not argue with the stones in its path, it simply flows. In the same way, you are invited to let life move through you without gripping so tightly to what must naturally change. Over the course of life, you will meet people, experiences and emotions that feel precious. You will try to protect them. You will try to preserve moments already fading. Yet everything that comes into your life is a visitor. Some stay longer than others, but none stay forever. When you understand this, attachment softens and peace begins. Letting go begins with seeing clearly. When you hold on to anger, you hold a flame that burns only you. When you cling to past wounds, you carry yesterday into today. When you grip the idea of how life should be, you blind yourself to what life is offering right now. Release is not rejection, it is clarity. Look within your mind. Thoughts rise like clouds. Some are bright, some are dark, but none belong to you. They drift. And just like clouds, they can pass if you stop trying to control their shape. When you allow thoughts to appear and disappear without resistance, stillness emerges naturally. You discover that peace does not require perfect circumstances, it requires spacious awareness. Letting go is also an act of trust. Not trust in fate, not trust in chance, but trust in your own ability to stand steady even when everything around you is shifting. When you let go, you are not falling. You are returning to the ground beneath your feet. You are returning to the present moment, the only place where life truly exists. The heart knows this truth. It whispers gently, "Release what has reached its time." But the mind resists, building stories, weaving fears, imagining endings that never come to pass. Do not listen to the noise of the mind. Listen to the calm beneath it. Letting go is the path back to that calm. There will be times when you must release a person you love, not because they are unworthy, but because your journeys no longer move in the same direction. There will be times when you must release dreams that once inspired you, because you have outgrown them. There will be times when you must release your own versions of yourself, old identities that cannot follow you into who you are becoming. This release is not destruction, it is transformation. Just as a tree sheds leaves in autumn, you are meant to shed attachments, expectations, and past versions of yourself. Trees do not fear losing their leaves. They trust the process. They trust the cycle. They trust that what is meant for them will return in a new form when the season is right. Letting go opens the space for that new season. When your hands are empty, you can finally receive. When your mind is open, you can finally understand. When your heart is free, you can finally love without fear. So breathe deeply. Notice the tension you carry. Notice the story you're still gripping. Notice the memory you keep replaying, and with each breath loosen your hold. Allow the weight to fall away piece by piece. Freedom is not found by adding more to your life. Freedom is found by releasing what you no longer need. The power of letting go is the power of returning to your true self, unburdened, clear and open, ready to meet life as it is, not as you wish it to be. Let go, and watch how life begins to flow again. Not weakness, it creates freedom from emotional burdens and opens space for peace. Letting go is often misunderstood as a sign of weakness, a quiet surrender, or a loss of something valuable. But in truth, letting go is one of the greatest acts of strength a person can embody. It is the courage to release what no longer supports your journey, even when the mind insists on holding on. Strength is not measured by how tightly you can cling to something, but by how gracefully you can loosen your grip when holding on begins to weigh you down. There is a moment in every life where holding on feels safer than releasing. You tell yourself that the past defines you, that old memories protect you, that your pain validates your existence, and so you carry it all, the disappointments that still echo inside you, the resentment that sits heavy on your chest, the expectations that never matched reality. But each of these burdens, when carried too long, becomes a stone that slows your steps. They dim your inner light. To let go is to lift those stones from your spirit. It is to say, I choose not to live trapped by what has already happened. That choice is powerful because it transforms your relationship with yourself. Instead of giving your energy to the past, you redirect it toward healing and growth. You reclaim the strength you once lost in trying to control things that were never meant to be controlled. Letting go also demands honesty. It invites you to look at your life without illusions, to see which relationships drain you, which dreams have expired, which beliefs limit your potential. The truth is not always easy to meet. The mind often clings to familiar pain because even suffering can feel safe when it is known. But strength grows when you step beyond the familiar into the open space where new possibilities are waiting. Imagine holding a rope tightly, even as it burns your hands. The instinct to keep gripping it is strong, but the pain only deepens. Letting go of the rope doesn't mean you've failed. It means you've chosen not to suffer unnecessarily. In the same way, letting go in life is an act of compassion toward yourself. It is recognizing that your well-being matters more than your attachment to what hurts you. Strength also reveals itself in the willingness to accept that you cannot change certain things. You cannot rewrite the past. You cannot control the actions or feelings of others. You cannot force life to follow your expectations, but you can choose how you respond. You can choose to release your need for control. You can choose to give yourself the gift of peace. This is real strength, the ability to soften in a world that often teaches you to harden. There is also a quiet confidence in letting go, a trust that life will continue to unfold even without your constant efforts to hold everything together. When you release what isn't meant for you, you make room for what is. New experiences cannot enter a heart that is already full of old pain. New connections cannot bloom in soil tangled with past roots. Just as nature sheds leaves to prepare for new growth, you too must release what has reached its time. The strength found in letting go is not loud or dramatic. It doesn't shout or demand attention. It is the kind of strength that grows silently inside you, making you softer yet more resilient, calmer yet more grounded. It is the strength of someone who understands that peace is worth more than pride, healing is worth more than resistance, and freedom is worth more than fear. Letting go allows you to step into a new version of yourself. Every time you release something, an old resentment, a limiting belief, a relationship that keeps you small, you rediscover your own power. You lighten your inner world. You create space for joy to return, for clarity to arise, for life to move again. What once felt heavy becomes light. What once felt impossible becomes natural. This strength does not appear all at once. It grows slowly with each small act of release. A thought you choose not to replay, a memory you stop feeding, a story you no longer allow to define you. These moments accumulate, creating a quiet transformation. One day you look back and realize the weight you once carried is no longer there. You feel different inside, more open, more spacious, more free. Letting go does not erase the past. It simply frees you from being controlled by it. It allows you to honor what has been without letting it shape what will be. It teaches you that true power lies not in clinging, but in trusting yourself enough to release. And in that release, you discover a deeper strength, one that comes not from holding on, but from having the courage to let life flow. Attachment causes suffering, because everything in life is temporary. Recognizing this truth softens the grip of expectations and pain. Thoughts and emotions are like passing clouds. When we stop resisting or controlling them, natural stillness and clarity arise. Letting go is an act of trust in your own ability to remain steady through change, returning to the present moment where true life exists. Releasing old versions of yourself, past experiences and relationships allows transformation, growth, and the arrival of new seasons in your life.